Welcome to London for the Ping Pong World Championship. 64 of the world's best players have thrilled and delighted a packed house in Alexandra Palace, and along the way the field has been narrowed down to just 16. 8 of those players have stated their case for a place in the quarter-finals, 4 are through, another 8 are about to state their case. The story of the last session revolved around the fortunes of the Chinese. They dominated the lineup in the top half of the draw and hoped to dominate the quarter-finals.
And there 15-4 game match. Mr. Wei Ho Yan 2-0 to win.
Beautiful play from Shui Liang. He is beatable, but he wasn't beaten there. He's through to the quarter-finals.
Wins.
How did Thomas Sadilek turn that match around and make a victory? The winner from the Czech Republic and through to the quarter-finals. Thomas Sadilek.
Game 15.
Well done to Wang Shibo.
Wang wins 2 games to 1. 15-12, 15-10.
The quarter-final lineup in the top half of the draw sees 3 out of 4 spots filled by the Chinese. They're guaranteed 1 place in the semi-finals. Sadilek, the man keeping European hopes alive. But now our attention turns to the bottom half of the draw, and here we have 3 Englishmen, amongst them 2-time winner Andrew Bagley, and alongside them a German Alexander Flemming, who made last year's final. But we start our coverage with Chris Doran, who faces China's Shen Jianyu. Doran ahead by 1 set as we pick up the action at the start of the second. Commentary from Darius Knight, Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Love 1.
Just wondered I could see Dennis laughing and joking. I wonder if he's actually trying to calm Chris down. Chris looks a little bit edgy to me at the start of this game.
Great recovery from Chris in the middle there, but just not having enough to recover for the next shot. Again, it's just all about Chris's focus, not allowing Cheng to play too much.
Yep. Winner of this game will play another European player, in fact, another English player. That's the next. They'll play the winner of the next match, and that's between Matt Ware of England and Andrew Bagley, twice champion, world champion, also of England. So if Chris wins this, there will be an English player in the semi-finals, come what may. Chris had to adapt there, play his forehand across his body. He's stuck away from the table, but he's a great retriever. Shen, though, very consistent. So, Tony and Darius, have you spotted anything that Shen is doing differently this time around?
He's going a lot more to Chris's middle, actually, because he knows the wings of Chris's left. If you look straight away, he's good.
Does it again, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say as well. Yeah, for sure. Every time he gets the opportunity to hit it hard, he's hitting it at that crossover point of Chris, just underneath his right elbow or his right hip. And Chris struggled to deal with that so far, but we'll see what happens. Again and again. 2 balls into the crossover of Chris Doran. You see there, Chris pulled out the first one very well, made it look easy, but that's not easy to do there. Second one, couldn't get his balance. Shen Jianyu played in the Croatian Premier League.
Net serve.
Recently. Loves his table tennis. That's great retrieving from Chris, getting in position. You see the way he's moving his feet beautifully. But Shen
6-1.
just changing the pace slightly when he does the forehand attack. So as well as Chris having to move his feet side to side, some are slightly shorter, some are slightly higher and kicking into Chris's body. Very smart play from Shen, but that one says,
2-6.
I'll take you out for power. Certainly Chris has got a different problem this game. Lovely backhand from Shen. And that one's forehand down the line, off the end. That was a beautiful
3-6.
backhand. See Chris's recovery there, and the follow-up from Chris shows you that he's recovered well. Beautiful backhand topspin. Again, 2 great backhand topspins, 1 down the line. No one would get that back apart from Shen just about. The quality of the drop shot and the smash to finish, and that makes it look like Chris Doran is toying with him.
Yeah, no, Chris is definitely not finding his rhythm in the game. He's coming back.
6-4.
And it's great that he's able to use that backhand and just hit it out wide quite far, straight, and then put Shen under pressure.
So, Chinese fans getting behind Shen. So we're going to have a fan contest here for decibels, I think. So you see the
6-4.
sellout here at Alexandra Palace again.
Great backhand straight. It's a great time to bring them short, hit out wide to the backhand.
So
6-5.
relieved, and then Shen serving 6-5. So for all of that, Shen still has a point lead. Nice backhand from the
5-7.
middle, wide of Shen's forehand. That makes it 5-7 though, because Shen took the point.
Chris was looking at his bat in disbelief there when that forehand went into the bottom of the net, but I think what happens, he just slightly mistimed it, contacted the ball when it was too far through the shot and didn't get any lift with it.
Yep, and I think I'd be looking with belief at the double point ball.
Net serve.
Yeah, but Chris is looking at his bat, almost trying to like not blame himself and keep himself full of confidence. It's quite a common tactic that a lot of top players do when they make a mistake that they can't believe. They blame something else just so that they can just get on with the match. Great serve there from Chris, backing it now.
6-7.
So 6-7. So Chris has 1 more serve. 2 serves at a time each. Beautiful stroke play from Shen. You see that beautiful topspin, but Chris is back at 7-all.
Back in it, Chris. A little bit of fight, a little bit of USA, and he's there.
7-all.
So even again. Chris has had to work really, really hard at the start of this game just to stay anywhere near. He's done well to pick it up and level it at 7-all. Nice backhand down the line from Shen.
8-7.
It was good. Chris tried that fast sort of push with a little bit of backspin on, but that time Shen lifted it up really well with his unusual backhand.
Cheap point for Chris there.
8-all.
Yeah, it was. With a high friction bat, Shen might have picked that up and made it go over the net and dip, but that's an almost impossible shot for Shen to play. It was a clever shot, wide of Chris's backhand. I don't think that was going to work.
Yeah, and I think Chris has got to be careful. He's worked his way to get back into it so hard, and if you start going a little bit too hard, it can go on, it can go off. You've got to keep that momentum and that pressure.
Do you think Chris is playing too soft, or do you just think he's lost consistency?
He's going a little bit too hard now, I think, because he knows that he's in a position to win. He's come all the way back. I think he's got to keep working it.
There, a little bit compromised on that shot. Got to hand it to Shen, playing it tight into the body, so Chris didn't have any leverage to play that shot. As a result, didn't get the power, dropped into the net.
For sure, but I think Chris is the better player. So, no, the fear is if you're better, make the other player play the rally more, because you're going to win more of those long rallies. You know, it's 7 out of 10 times.
I agree. I think a little bit more consistency from Chris, and he might be okay. That's a great return.
There you go. I think he played it there. He got it on. He didn't go too hard. He just got it on. And Shen made a mistake.
Yeah, that's right. It was a powerful return of serve, great return of serve, and he followed it up with a very clever, what we call a half shot. Shen was reaching and off balance.
Service mistake.
10-all.
Serves in the net. 10-all.
I'll be saying thank you very much. This is my game to take.
Good time.
Double point ball from
So he's
Mr.
going to do what Gavin Rumgay was saying. When you see a little weakness in the opponent mentally, a little bit of difficulty, time to think, well, give him an extra variable to think about, and that's the double point ball threat. 2 points if he wins this one, Chris, with the double point ball. Nice backhand. gets it. 12-10 Chris Doran. And he's got another serve to come.
Wow. Great tactical play there. I did say earlier about using the double point in the second set. It can just help so much. But Chris has just played his cards so right. He knows he's better. He's focusing and thinking right.
So 1 more point on his serve for the Englishman. Will give him a healthy little lead. And he's done it. A attempted drop shot from Shen, but you could see there he knew what to do, but he didn't have the same amount of touch as Chris Doran, and that's one of the differences between these two players. Yeah. So Shen serving at 10-13, and Shen is now in urgent difficulty.
Yeah, it was such good variation on that serve from Chris. He'd been serving them all half long, and that one he just made it a little bit shorter, and Shen didn't adapt in time.
Yeah, short return of serve from Chris, forced back from the table. Good backhand to get him out of trouble.
Look at that, so
he was
strong.
Happy. Yeah, he would have chopped the next ball.
Beautiful.
And he's got his consistency back. That flowing movement, Darius, has suddenly returned to him.
For sure, and I think when you chop the ball, then you start attacking, it's quite difficult for the hand to adjust a little bit as well, with just the 2 different angles that you've got to play. And I think Chen just struggling a little bit there.
Thanks, Darius. So at match point now to Chris Doran. The double point board is being played by Shen to get from 10 to 12. Penhold style. Short serve to the forehand. Chris, competent return, but he's forced away. That was a good follow-up from Shen.
Yeah, it was a good touch, wasn't it? Surprised Chris with that short ball. He was expecting him to hit it harder to him again.
Yeah. So after missing the drop shot, Shen proved that he can do it. Surprised Chris after making a mistake with one, did it again at match point down, made it, and Chris couldn't get back into the table in time. Very, very smart, but also very brave from Shen. But is this the end for Shen? He misses the backhand. Chris Doran is the winner. Through to the quarterfinals.
Chris Doran through to the last 8. Find out who'll join him after the break. Welcome back to the World Ping Pong Championship. Chris Doran, the latest name into the last 8, and he's now joined by Andrew Bagley, who saw off the challenger Matt Ware. He'll now face Doran in an all-English quarter-final. Elsewhere, plenty of familiar names battling to join them. The match between Dmitry Popov and Filip Szymanski has been moved to table 2, so now we switch our attention to last year's beaten finalist Alexander Flemming and Huang Jungang. Commentary comes from Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Alexander Flemming hasn't dropped a game yet. Beat Ranyan Wang in the groups, so he's able to beat Chinese players. We know that. He beat Javier Benito in the knockout, last 32. And the 30-year-old from Leipzig just finished his university studies. He actually says he's more prepared for this championships than for any other he's been to before. So Huang, well, problems for Flemming that he hasn't dropped a game either. He also beat Benito 2-0, and a wonderful game, 15-14 in the second
First
against
game,
the
Mr.
talented
Huang
Russian Kutsenko. And that puts him through to the last 16, guaranteed $2,000, and this one will up the prize money. Debutant Huang from China to serve. So Alex, typically a big hitter from away from the table. And that's a pretty typical first point. So on paper, Flemming should be favourite. Tony?
Well, yeah, certainly on paper, but Huang has had some great wins there. 2-0 against Benito. Benito gave Flemming quite a lot of trouble. He's clearly going to be a really tough opponent. We always love watching Alex play. He's got big support here, so the crowd will be really loud. And we'll see him move around the table. As quick as a flash, obviously.
So from wide of the forehand, but Huang, you can see placing it beyond the end line of the table, off the side, wide of Alex's forehand, and then off the side of the table, wide of Alex's backhand to take the point.
3-1.
Well, good start from Huang. Flemming has been my tip this year from the beginning, so I hope I haven't cursed him.
Yep, the Tony West jinx. But Huang, I'll tell you who he reminds me of. He plays a different style of game. Reminds me of Richard Gonzalez of the Philippines. That's often got to the quarterfinals here. Richard, an older player, but very, very experienced. Richard tends to do a lot of backspin shots. Huang is going to be happy to trade attacking shots with the younger man. So we'll see the speed and fitness of this, well, can we say elder statesman Chinese player at the age of 43?
Well, it certainly looks a lot fitter than we do, Colin. You know, he's younger than us as well, of course.
That's Alex, of course. Yeah, I'm younger than Alex. No, I'm older than Alex. No, older than Huang as well. So, forehand down the line from Alex. Not quite working.
2-5.
And this German is so popular with the English crowd. We were saying when Chris Doran was playing that Chris and Alex trained in Leipzig for 5 days. A few weeks ago before the championships, get themselves ready. They both felt they'd prepared themselves and each other to a higher level than ever before. Chris certainly delivered against his Chinese opponent. Let's see if Alex can do the same.
Huge draw there from Alex. He knew how big that point was.
That's a beautiful backhand from Huang. Got him into an attacking position. Total domination after that. Alex got 1 or 2 back after that, but couldn't hold on. So great power from the Chinese Huang, from Xuxiao. And they call him the Iron Man. I can see why. A lot of side spin on that service. He kind of gave Alex the hit. He wasn't scared of Alex hitting the serve hard.
Yeah, he did have success with that serve earlier in the game, but that time Alex was ready for it, sprung across to the wide forehand much quicker.
And a slower backhand from Huang, so he's changing the pace as well. See that one? See how high it went over the net? Just took the rhythm out of Alex Flemming. Alex is a bit of a rhythm player. If you play at the speed that Alex is waiting for, he tends to be able to crack it really, really hard. You have to make Alex move in and out as well as side to side. So Huang, a few years ago, was the #2 in Xuxiao province. And if you know Chinese table tennis, that is an absolutely amazing standard. You see that backhand block down the line under pressure.
9-4.
Got himself out of trouble. I think he might have got a little edge back there.
Yeah, unbelievable shot. Flemming played that forehand there down the line. I really have no idea how Huang picked that up. So it definitely caught the edge of the table and moved sharply to one side.
To the forehand, to the crossover, back to the forehand. He'll need that for confidence. He was starting to get to a position where whatever he did, he couldn't win the point for a moment. But that one was a great rally to recover. 5-9. Great stroke production. You see the consistency of the body movement, even playing it from different places and against different spins and pace.
5-10.
So Huang not using the traditional Chinese penhole grip, but using the shake hands grip of the Western world brought out in the 60s and so. And with it, his backhand is certainly one of the hardest of all the Chinese players that I've seen.
10-6.
Yeah, really good serve there from Flemming. Really low, little bit of backspin, short to the forehand.
Preparing for a backhand serve. Short serve this time, and look at the power in that backhand follow-up. Very, very hard for Alex to do something about that. Maybe Alex is going to need to play crossover and wide forehand more. Good backhand to set up the forehand. Wonderful play. You can see the experience of the sandpaper game, all the matches he's played over the last 3 years and beyond. Alex's record, runner-up last year, semi-finalist before that, runner-up before that.
7-12.
I have to say the Chinese have prepared very, very well with these sandpaper bats. They haven't just flicked over to this recently. They've been training with this since July. They've got a real professional league going in China now. Started last August. They stream it on video, and they're getting quite good viewing figures. Good Alex, good Alex. Again, that time, wide of the forehand, then into the crossover, and then wide of the backhand. Wide of the forehand, into the crossover, wide of the backhand. Beautiful play from Alex Flemming.
Driving himself forward into each one of those forehands. Look at that weight transference. Such power coming off that.
Beautiful play. So the training's not unlike some of the lower limb work in field athletics. Javelin, discus, shot puts, all the same similar kinds of movements to get the body weight transferred forwards through the very light ball to keep the pace on the ball past the opponent.
9-14.
So, game point to Huang. He's not ready for that one. The crowd is saying, well, that's a point. Huang wasn't ready for it. Well, a little bit of a challenge there from Alex. He won't get away with that. They'll play it again.
Replay.
Huang was being tactical. And that's good enough for the first game. Huang Zhonggang from Zhujiao in China, 43 years old. Wins the point and the first game against Alex Flemming.
More action to come after the break. Welcome back to Alexandra Palace in North London for the World Ping Pong Championship. Alexander Flemming battling with Huang Zhonggang for a place in the quarter-finals. The man from China has taken the opening set. This is now the second.
I think the crowd want Alex to get back into this. Short serve to the forehand, short return to the forehand. Backhand to backhand rally. Run around and into forehand to forehand. What a classical rally. That's exactly the kind of thing you do in training to set up some regular footwork exercises. And then off the top of Huang's back and into the line.
One love.
What a roar for the first point of a game, Colin. I think Flemming's a bit fired up, and then shortly after that, and it was a great point, we see the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah, a bit of a standing ovation in some places. Leapt to their feet to congratulate Alex Flemming on that rally.
Let.
Wonderful to see two such experts going head to head. No, that's not going to work. That had dropped too much. He needed to play that one slowly like he did that first forehand. Too much to ask. Very, very difficult to judge when you're in the middle of this frenetic activity. Oh, what a serve.
It's a great serve, that is.
2-1.
His backhand serve is usually quite bouncy, but you saw that one just skidded through so quick.
Yep. Just about an ace serve, that one. So Huang earning respect from everywhere. Does the same serve again, and then forehand down the line. So interesting. One down the line, next one down the line. Certainly does play with a smile on his face, Huang, doesn't he? Tough competitor, holding Alex up again, not letting Alex serve until Huang is ready. Oh, Alex nearly got the net back.
1-4.
Yeah, apology for Huang, quite a big net here. You see Alex having to suddenly change direction, couldn't control the ball at the same time.
He's happy to get the point, recognised that he wanted to acknowledge that lucky net. Again, won't let Alex rush him. Beautiful backhand from Huang. That time, Alex managed to counter and stay in it. So nice backhand from Huang, and then another very, very good backhand there. Forehand overhit. So we're just seeing a couple of forehands going off the end in this second game. Both players. Love Huang's backhand.
5-2.
Yeah, great serve again from Huang, gives him a 5-2 lead. Flemming needs to get back into this really quickly now.
So, a game and 5-2. Huang serving. So, 3-5, Alex to serve.
3-5.
He's going to be desperate to win both the 2 points on his own serve now. 3-5, he's got himself back into it. Another forehand goes off the end. Huang's just lost the touch on that forehand smash. 3-5. Good backhand from Alex. Another good backhand from Alex, and also from Huang. Oh, that's just wonderful. World-class play. Alex running right around the hall, or at least his half of it.
Brilliant, Harry managed to get that down the line from outside of the table there, Colin. Fantastic shot.
Great. Had to hit the ball back in to get it down the line. Wonderful. 4-5. Short serves to the forehand. Short return to the forehand. Another overhit forehand. So that's 3 misses from Huang with that forehand attack. That brings Alex back into it at 5 points all.
5-all.
Again, a great forehand down the line from Alex. Defending now, though. Oh, had that gone on, Alex was already moving to his left. You can see the footwork here.
5-6.
On this one, Alex now moves to look for a forehand. Here, looks to go round, gets it wrong, but Huang misses the killer shot.
Yeah, even as fast as Flemming is, I think he would have had difficulty getting there had that gone on.
So Flemming back in the lead, 6-5. That was a good get from Flemming, but the next one came.
6-all.
Sometimes it just doesn't stop snowing on you.
It's incessant great play from Huang. Flemming's played really well this game, and it's 6-all. Yeah, it's really tough for him out there at the moment.
Yeah, just Huang's forehand's been going off the end. So hard work for Alex, especially if Huang gets that forehand going again.
6-7.
The depth of those shots, and this one here down the line, right on the white line again. That's why it's so difficult for Flemming to put pressure on him.
Yes. Oh. Flemming down the line. Huang hit it so wide, and Flemming got to it and smashed it again.
7-all.
7-all now. Look at that placement from Huang. And how did Alex get across there? Just about the best in the world at getting across to his forehand. There he goes again. Alex Flemming's made some kind of comeback here.
7-8.
So Tony, if Huang gets his forehand going again, I still back Huang, but he's under a lot of pressure now from Alex. Can Alex keep it up?
Well, we'll soon find out, but Flemming at the moment is hitting incredible forehands himself, but a great one there from Huang.
8-all.
And the hours of training are starting to pay off for Alex the Flash. Cross from the backhand, gets across. Eight-all. Unlucky. Frustration from Alex.
8-9.
Huang really does hit the ball high over the net sometimes. He's not always playing fast and low.
Yeah, Flemming couldn't quite bring that down in time. It was quite high.
There's a good forehand from Alex. That time it was a short serve to the forehand and a flick return across, which is longer. And Alex was onto that in the proverbial flash, wasn't he? Very good. There, you see the acceleration in the arm. Beautiful. Quite unable to get back and control. So nothing in it in the second game, 9-all. Alex running around a lot, but now Huang dominating from the backhand corner. Overhits the forehand again.
Yeah, change of pace from Alex. Just threw in a little backhand chop here. Here we go. And again, and Huang just overhits this one. Looked an easy ball, but it's just a slightly different spin on it.
Yeah, maybe the fact that Alex was running around to get his forehand in kind of forced Huang, took his eye off the ball, forced him to go down the line.
Maybe.
Backhand serve, short, return short again. Oh, great. Huang's backhand was wonderful. Alex has managed to get his backhand attack up to speed as well, and then both trading the big forehands.
11-9.
Huang looking into Alex's face. I think he's trying to read what he's thinking. That time Huang nailed it down the line.
10.
Didn't overhit. Brought it back down onto the table.
Double point ball for Mr. Flemming.
Okay, so to try and maintain the lead, Flemming is taking the double point ball. This will put him 13-10 up if he can take it. Wide of Alex's forehand. And good shot down the line. Huang missing the backhand. There, well placed. I think that Huang just thought that was coming to the forehand side. Alex disguised it down the line.
Yeah, great power from Alex. See it pushing forward in the legs. Really good stuff.
And again, that backhand
11-13.
That extra bounce on that serve. He varies that quite well, and it just bounced up and caught the top edge of Alex's bat, and a double point ball from Huang now.
Yeah, Huang very clever. What he's trying to do is not necessarily hit the ball past Alex, but get him off his sweet spot on the blade, just so that he's hitting it on a part of the bat that's going to be slightly less powerful near his fingers, or a top edge, and he'll win the point. Double point ball. Alex saves it. Game point to Alex Flemming. So backhand serve,
14-11.
short to the forehand. Huang puts the forehand into the net. 14-11, Alex Flemming, this point to level the match at 1 game all. Short to the forehand, return short to the forehand, popped up a little bit. Alex could take his time on that one, sending the wrong way. Like a penalty taker. And you can see Huang's not so good when having to move late to the backhand side.
We'll have the conclusion to this match after the break. Welcome back to Alexandra Palace in North London, where there's a tense encounter going on between Flemming and Huang. All level after the opening 2 sets. This is now the decider. Commentary from Colin Wilson and Tony West.
Final game, Mr. Huang to serve.
So the climax of this titanic battle. Last year's finalist, Alexander Flemming, being challenged by the 43-year-old Ironman, Zhungang Huang of China. Both double point balls used, no more of those to come. And 2 beautiful right-handed attacking players with great stroke production, both forehand and backhand. My feeling, Tony, is if as the standard improves, I think it has improved again, that Alex's backhand is as good as it's ever been, if not better.
Yeah, Alex is good early on with his backhand. He tends to attack the sort of half court and shorter balls well. And as soon as the balls hit longer, he tends to then try and work his forehand in.
Yep, and you can see the edge ball there, a little bit lucky. Nothing he can do. Disgusted. Huang, I just love Huang's backhand stroke production. And another edge. 2 out of 2. Well, it's funny for him.
1-2.
Alex won't like it so much. One of those things. And both players get some luck in the match. But certainly, it's given Huang something to grin about. Forehand to forehand, and then Huang down to the backhand, got the ball up, got the attacking opportunity, and missed the big one.
Well done, Flemming, with that backhand. It's set up, I know, but did so well to get that on. Yep. Just hung in the rally, and Huang missed what you'd think was an easy put-away, but it isn't always easy.
Yeah, and Flemming just goes to show, if you can just get one more ball back, they might miss it, and he did, especially if they're scared of what you might do on the next shot.
Let.
So the ball touching the net on the way over. Alex runs around, good forehand down the line, then a control shot. Both players having to lift it. They're keeping each other quiet, but Huang got to the top of the bound, hitting the ball at its highest point at the end of that rally, and that was enough to force Alex to lift up and overhit. Huang's really going for this. They said that in the Chinese delegation, that he fancies going all the way in this one. He thinks he can beat some of his Chinese compatriots as well, so he's going for the whole thing. Great technical play. And there, a little bit of luck for Alex. 3-all. Out a bit.
Great switch. One down the line and then bang into the far corner. Great stuff.
That's a beautiful, what we call a counter topspin. Huang spun the ball up.
4-3.
Alex is delighted with that one. Flemming a point ahead. Just overhit.
4-all.
These guys, Tony, are just so tough, both of them. Mentally so strong.
5-4.
Alex will be disappointed with that. He'll feel that's an unforced error. He's got to keep that ball on the table as much as he can.
Yeah, any mistake on the return of serve directly is going to be costly. Oh, and he's missed it on the second shot there. So
4-6.
Does that give Huang just a little bit of room to relax, open up player shots and maybe try and dominate and aim for the finish? 4-6. Great counters from Alex, just off the side.
4-7, swap the
That
side.
was there for the taking. Now they've got to change ends. Not far away, Huang. Well, he was under pressure there.
4-7.
So Alex has led him off the hook 3 times in the last 3 rallies, and it's now 3 points lead to Gang Huang. Beautiful backhand, really carried through that one, didn't it, Tony?
8-4.
Yeah, it did. And there you see, he just had to lean back at the last second because of the power of the backhand from Huang, and it just made him overhit it.
Beautiful body control from Huang. Alex hit a further one. And it did touch the edge. So both players getting a couple of little ones.
8-5.
Survival time now for Alex Flemming. Fast serve down the line. This time Alex is onto it. You see, same backswing, quick down the line, beautifully disguised, but he caught Alex with that before. I think he was half expecting it, maybe. So, beautifully read by Alex Flemming. Great backhand from Alex Flemming. Huang, I've said, his backhand is so strong. Alex's backhand is as good as I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that was terrific with his backhand there, Flemming. Really stood up to the power of Huang with it, didn't back off.
So, plenty of support now in the crowd for Alex Flemming, 7 points to 8. No more double point balls, they're both taken. Alex did well to get his forehand in from the backhand, and again. He's got to do so much to win a point, but he's just so up for it every time, Alex, isn't he?
Yeah, Huang amazes me when he gets to these wide ones there. Look at how quickly he gets across to that. Amazing shot. But Flemming then does it to him again here. Couldn't quite pull it off the second time.
Brilliant. Spread wide of the forehand. Beautiful stuff.
8-0.
Killer ball. Come on, crowd, he says. 8-all. Final game. Fast serve across court. Alex misses the return. Could have played a backhand.
9-8.
Yep. Bouncy serve again.
Yeah, it's right. The cross court one. Just tries to get it to hit the top of Alex's bat. And he knows he's taking him off his sweet spot with it.
Broken ball.
Broken ball. They'll change the ball. Have a little knock up with the new one to make sure it's okay.
Huang doesn't look convinced.
Yes. There it is. Did you hear that? Little crack there. Just put the finger into it and you can just hear it cracked. So I think that shows that it was cracked in play and not by the umpire's thumb. So, Huang serving 9-8. Personally, I just feel that Huang's got the weight of advantage and Alex is scrabbling, but you never know what can happen from here.
He's a really solid player, isn't he? He's so, you know, he just looks in the right position every time he plays a shot. It's so hard for Flemming to put him under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think if you look at the gaps, I think in the end, Huang has fewer gaps around the table than Alex does. The German is so fast. That's the way he covers it. Top of the bat, into the crowd. Another vital point here for Alex Flemming. Has to do crossover footwork and then a backhand to follow. But then his recovery to play a standard forehand footwork for the last shot
9-10.
after all that movement. Absolutely beautiful recovery play from Alex Flemming. Oh, and players so often do that. The ball pops up a little bit short and they overhit because it's the end of the table's not far away. You've got to hit it down when the ball pops up, when it's close to the net. Giving himself a little smile to relax him. 11-9 and serving though, Huang. Nice forehand from the backhand side, misses the second one. Well, Huang's forehand, we know it's a beautiful shot, but sometimes he does hit it off the end of the table, so there's always hope for Alex Flemming. Can Huang secure his forehand and take it through to 15 points?
11-10.
Lots of perspiration now. And it's that banker of a serve, but Alex is getting on top of it. The banker of the serve was the one that served Huang so well through the match, across court to Alex's backhand. Alex dealt with it very well, and look at that, courageous play, making sure that Huang couldn't get back into the table.
It's just such a fantastic match. It really is. The winner of this game, I think, you know, just deserves to go such a long way in the competition.
It'll be such a shame for either of these players to go out. They both deserve to win. And see there, Alex lifting his elbow, getting the top spin. That stopped it going off the end of the table, and that puts him in the lead for the first time in a very long time.
12-11.
Crowd absolutely loving this. On their feet sometimes in between the rallies. And such a great return of serve from Huang, and Alex right round, extra footwork to make sure he get a solid forehand in. And he's turned it around to 13-11 to the German.
Alex taking his time this time.
11-13.
Yeah, making Huang wait. Huang's keen to get on with it. Down the line, Alex is waiting for it. Couldn't get back, couldn't lift it on the second shot. 12-13.
Terrific variety of serving, isn't it, from Huang?
12-13.
Really places it well.
Let.
12-13. Flemming still in the lead. Oh, and it's a 13-all. So, first game to Huang, 15-9. Second game to Flemming, 15-11. 13-all in the third and final game. Alex urging himself on, talking to his coach in the corner.
13-all.
The one thing that Alex Flemming does have now is service. Choice of how to start the rally. The ball's popped up a little bit. Alex is in. This hit the edge. Alex goes 14-13 up with the lucky ball. Yeah, for sure that hit.
Yeah, definitely hit, yeah.
So things have evened themselves up throughout this match, certainly now.
Unlucky Huang. Great luck for Flemming.
14-13.
Big shots from Alex Flemming. He's got him away from the table, but just misses. He felt the ball was just wobbling in the air slightly.
14-all.
And this is sudden death. And in table tennis terms, ping-pong terms, this is sudden death. The loser of the next point goes out of the competition. Winner goes through to the quarter-final.
Well, whatever happens here, what a match. One of the finest we've seen, I think.
Oh, I feel so proud of both of them, the way that they've been able to compete at this level. Neither deserves to go out, but this is the point. And Huang takes it. He's done it, bat in the air. Alex is out. Huang goes through to the quarter-final.
Huang, 2-1 to win.
The quarter-final lineup is complete and a sizable contingent from China in the top half. Only Sadler keeping European hopes alive. But in the bottom half, the host nation are guaranteed one player through to the semis as Doran plays Bagley. Plenty at stake as the winning line is now in sight for our remaining 8 players in the World Championship of Ping Pong.